This is the Fox 24 Morning Edge.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us. I'm Rebecca Jeffrey, filling in for Liz Hogan this morning. These are your 7 stories you need to know about before you head out the door. A deadly accident Friday night on Interstate 540 as a car flew off the road at high speeds. You're taking a look at the aftermath of the wreck at New Hope Road and Interstate 540. Here's what police say happened. A 2008 Honda Civic traveling northbound on I-540 exited onto the off-ramp at New Hope Road. They drove down the ramp, crossed the intersection, and collided with the retaining wall just below the Olive Garden. The fire department extracted the driver of the vehicle. They're still investigating the accident and notifying the family of the deceased. And a man remains in critical condition after being hit by 2 cars in Fayetteville. Police say Gilbert Flores had just left Hooters around 10 Thursday night when he tried to cross North College Avenue on foot. Flores was hit by 1 car, then another after trying to stand up from the first hit. He was taken to Washington Regional, then transferred by helicopter to Mercy Hospital in Springfield. And new information this morning about how this Arkansas inmate was able to make quite an escape from jail 5 days ago. Friday, Garland County authorities arrested Derek Estelle's mother, Glenda, who is now charged with assisting in his escape. Police say she's the one on the other end of the phone line giving her son instructions just moments before his escape. Documents show their conversations included details on the getaway vehicle as well as the other people inside the lobby of the jail. It's believed Derek Estelle and Tamara Upshaw are in a bronze 2005 Chevrolet minivan. Both remain on the run, but recent developments narrow the search to Dallas County, Missouri. Fayetteville police have caught up with a man accused of attempting to set fire to his girlfriend's car while she sat inside. Jason Mason was booked into the Washington County Jail late Thursday night. Police say Mason and his girlfriend were arguing Tuesday when he grabbed a gas can, doused her car, and attempted to light it on fire as she sat inside. According to police, Mason will be charged with aggravated assault. New information in Fort Smith, where a man suspected in a bank robbery has turned himself into police. Investigators say Jeremiah Franklin contacted them and has been transported to the Sebastian County Adult Detention Center. His bond has been set at $75,000. The other man suspected in the robbery, Brandon Knowles, is still on the loose. Anyone with information on this case are encouraged to call Fort Smith Police Department. And new information on Kaylee Hardig, the Central Arkansas girl battling a rare form of meningitis that she contracted while swimming at a water park in Little Rock. According to her Facebook page set up titled Prayers for Kaylee Leanne, the 12-year-old is still on a ventilator but can recognize people by responding and responds by squeezing people's hands and moving her head. The page's latest post also says Kaylee is still having fever and has a long road ahead. But this comes after being in a medically induced coma for the past couple weeks. Her story has gained attention of media outlets nationwide, and she remains at Arkansas Children's Hospital. Now happening today, construction is underway on the I-540 and Don Tyson Parkway interchange, and it could slow down your commute. Drivers should expect delays along that stretch of the interstate this work week, but only during overnight hours. Today through Friday, north and southbound lanes will go from 2 lanes to 1 between exits 69 and 72. The lane closure will be in effect from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. And now for a check of your weather with Clint Boone.
All right, thanks a lot, Rebecca.
Well, Fox 24 has your back this back-to-school season, and as we all know, it takes quite a bit to get the kids ready for that first day back in the classroom. So to help out, the Salvation Army and Target are partnering up nationwide to give some families a boost this back-to-school season. Channing Barker is live in Fayetteville to give us a closer look at the event, set to start in just a few hours. Hey, Channing.
Hey, good morning, Rebecca.
Thank you so much, Channing, and I'm sure that number is continuing to grow every single year. But coming up after the break, beer and wine sales are in full swing in Benton and Madison counties, but are business owners already feeling the effects of the sales? We'll hear from one local store owner when we come back. Well, welcome back this morning. And just 6 months into beer and wine sales in Benton and Madison counties, store owners tell us business is booming. And after getting a liquor license approval, shop owner Brent Hargis in Madison County is using the boost in business to expand, giving the local economy yet another lift.
I have seen quite an increase recently. I think people are getting used to knowing that we have beer and wine here now.
Kings River Country Store has been open for 18 years.
We built it from the ground up.
But selling beer and wine for only the last 6 months.
Certainly it brings in a whole nother group of clientele. I see some of the same faces, but I see some new faces as well.
And new faces are putting their money where their mouth is.
The residual sales from selling alcohol have been pretty good. You know, when you come in and buy a six-pack, you're probably going to buy some chips or some ice or something else every time to go with it.
Extra sales are helping Brent Hargis construct a new liquor store in Huntsville, and the approval of his liquor license permit means keeping tax dollars where they're needed most.
Why give it to the adjoining counties when we can utilize the money ourselves? And I'm sure when the figures come out that people are going to be surprised how much money it's actually going to generate. I think it's going to be more than what they anticipated.
But there's a large price to pay up front.
Doesn't look like it, but right here, just in this little area alone, you know, you're looking at about $65,000.
And that's cash he'd rather see reinvested in his community.
There's no doubt that it's taking money from some of the other counties.
Almost all construction and materials used to build the new liquor store will be from local sources.
Anytime we do that, we're growing our community within.
Boosting the local economy, one beer at a time. Now, there's a 30-day waiting period before the liquor permits are sent to the approved parties, but as early as the next couple weeks, liquor stores will be ready for business. And a 5-year-old from Bentonville battling viral meningitis in a Little Rock hospital. And now her mother's workplace is asking for your help. Bella started complaining of headaches about a month ago, and doctors found unexplained pressure building up in her brain. The girl went through surgery, but the symptoms kept up. And after a second trip to Arkansas Children's Hospital, she was diagnosed with encephalitis and viral meningitis. Bella's mother, Tia York, says her daughter is equally happy running around outside or playing with makeup and heels. But now, the 5-year-old is struggling to walk. Doctors believe the latest diagnosis are a symptom of a larger infection yet to be determined. And York wants her daughter to make a full recovery before they return home. And let's take another check of your weather from meteorologist Clint Boone.
So a wet first part of August, and this is usually our hottest, driest time of the year.
I know, lucky us. Okay, Clint, say wet roadways 5 times fast.
Wet roadways, wet roadways, wet roadways, wet roadways, wet roadways.
Okay, well, you're better than
wet
me.
roadways, wet roadways, wet roadways, wet roadways, wet roadways. All right, how about that? Is that all right?
Okay,
9 times without screwing it up.
I am. All right.
Can you say it? How many times can you say it?
Wet roadway. I couldn't even say it once. Wet roadways, wet roadways. I gotta do some.
Marbles in your mouth.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, after the break, we will have your top trenders for this Monday morning, including a big-time network and a cable giant unable to work out their differences, resulting in a huge on-air blackout with no real end in sight. Details when we come back. And if you're just rolling out of bed, here's a look at your biggest stories from overnight. A call to boycott the Winter Olympics growing under Russian anti-gay laws, and a television blackout last night as 2 big corporations fail to reach an agreement. These are your top trenders this morning. And negotiations are back in between CBS and Time Warner after the cable giant blacked out CBS networks overnight. But if a deal isn't reached by 5 p.m. today, it could happen again. And as Christine Romans reports, even if a deal is reached, it could mean a pricier cable bill. 5 months have passed since Rogers middle school teacher Chad Wolf died during a routine knee surgery. Now, it's not something his friends, family, or colleagues could have ever planned for. But before he died, his legacy was already in the making. Take a look.
Chad was the very best at what he did, and he was an unbelievable person too. I mean, just his integrity was off the charts, and a fantastic baseball coach.
38-year-old special education teacher and baseball coach Chad Wolf went to the hospital for a routine knee surgery last spring, but never made it out.
You know, couldn't have been more shocked, and it was unbelievable.
He and his best friend, J.T. Baker, were just a few months away from accomplishing one of their longtime dreams of creating a premier baseball academy in Springdale.
We had ordered all of our equipment and had measured things out. We had drawn up the paperwork for the business. It was basically just a matter of executing the plan.
A plan that Baker was not going to let go. And today, the grand opening of Perfect Timing is celebrating what would have been Wolf's birthday and a goal achieved. A surreal moment for Chad Wolf's wife, Sarah.
It's really cool to actually see the whole place now because I have it on paper at home. Chad had helped design it all.
A design turned reality, helping Wolf's legacy live on.
It's sad that my friend is not here to see it all unfold, but I'm really proud and really happy with the finished product. He wouldn't have had it any other way.
It's more happy than sad, and that's why it's bittersweet. You know, this is what he would want. This is everything he wanted, and one day our boys will be here. And in just a few years, our boys will be here, and they'll see their dad on the wall every time they come in, and they'll know this is Daddy's place.
Even before Chad Wolf died, he and JT helped many athletes go on to play college ball. Perfect Timing and Baseball Softball Academy is now open for business, and you can get more information on the academy on our website. Well, when we come back, it's time for a new Where in AR is JR, and our JR Davis is taking us inside Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium as the home of the Hogs celebrates a big birthday. Don't go away. The Brett Bielema era is here, and it's time to kick off the 2013 football season and fall training camp.
It's an exciting time, and I'm ready for the challenge.
Well, around Arkansas, a Conway man fighting his own battle against cancer is not giving up his fight for animal rights. Because of his illness, he's not able to rescue the same volume of animals he once was. But our Jocelyn Tovar says he's reaching out now in a different way. Well, around Arkansas, a Conway man fighting his own battle against cancer is not giving up his fight for animal rights. Because of his illness, he's not able to rescue the same volume of animals he once was. But our Jocelyn Tovar says he's reaching out now in a different way.
That's Bear. Hi, Bear.
It's his Native American heritage, says Lawrence Riggs, that makes him so drawn to these four-legged friends.
It's genetic. My love for the animals is in my blood.
Why he was called to action recently after the mayor of Beebe stopped allowing animals at its shelter to be shown on social media websites. Activists like Riggs immediately let him know they thought it was a bad idea and would only prevent these animals from finding good homes. And the mayor listened.
Did not write an email response, picked up the phone and called me, which just totally blew me away. This is our mobile adoption unit.
Riggs shows us around his converted RV he uses to care for animals, giving vaccines or rescuing them from dangerous conditions. After retiring from HP because of lymphoma, Riggs says he's in the best position to help the city of Beebe merge social media with their animal services.
Find a way in social media to present the animals so that the public would know that these animals are available.
He says the mayor's hesitation to use social media because of its sometimes negative nature can be fixed, something he hopes to convey during their upcoming meeting.
Here are the animals. They are available. Here's who to contact. Come to the shelter. Adopt one of our dogs. No drama, no politics.
So he'll see a lot more of these from dogs who have found their forever home.
And I have 3 of
Thank you so much, Jocelyn. Well, after the break, we'll tell you just how much the Powerball jackpot is up to now. And Clint will have a last look at your forecast. And remember to follow us on Facebook. Just search for the Fox News Edge. We'll be right back.